What's up everyone, RyFX here. Today I'm going to teach you how to paint a video game controller. The method in this video will pretty much work from anything from the NES days until now, which is the Xbox One, PS4, and all the controllers that you could use on the Wii U. And in this video I'll actually be using a Wii U Pro Controller as an example of how to do this. So the first thing you want to do is disassemble your controller, and make sure you just have the shells, and if you want to paint the buttons or the D-pad, make sure you have those set aside as well. Make sure they're not connected to anything. They're all their own separate pieces. And make sure you wash them using just water, and use some dish soap or use some hand soap, and just wash them with that, and then let them dry for at least an hour or so. You could use a towel to help speed up the drying process as well. And for this controller, I'm trying to make a Star Fox controller for my Wii U Pro here, and so these are the paints that I'll be using. I'll be using a Rust-Oleum metallic paint and primer in one. Most people have the primer separated, and then they have their they have the primer, and then they have their just regular paint. Well, this has paint and primer in one, so that's what I'll be using for this. And the metallic will be the top half of the controller, and then the blue here is will be the bottom half of the controller. So yeah, this is paint and primer 1. All you have to do is spray it and then just let it dry. That's pretty much it. And then I have the crystal, the clear coat here on the left, and that after the paint dries on the shells, I'll be adding the clear coat on it just to have added protection to it. So yeah, now I'll be getting into my GameCube controller that I'll be doing a Samus theme. You can see all the colors I'll be using there for it. I'm going to be coloring the buttons yellow, and coloring the D-pad like a teal type color, which is her blast cannon that she uses. And some of the buttons will be black, which her undersuit is like a black, and that yellow color is kind of like around her midsection is like a yellow color. So that's what's going on there. And then of course the copper and red colors of Samus. So that's what's going on there, and it's pretty much the same situation as I explained before. So now you see on this part that I have the shells separated, and I'll be using a 600 grit sandpaper to sand the shells, the top half and the bottom half of the shells down. And what this is doing is it's basically making grooves, or scratching the top of the shell, so then the paint can go within the grooves and then stick on the controller. So it has added grip for it. So that is pretty much what is happening, and it'll look like a powder on top of the controller. So then once you have that done, you're gonna want to wash it again, so you can make sure it's nice and clean, so you don't have any like just grit or whatever left over, or some whatever leftover stuff from your hands or whatever. So yeah, make sure you wash it again and then dry it for at least an hour, and then you could go on to painting. And then you want to take your paint here. Make sure you read the instructions that it's providing you, and shake it up to however many minutes that is required. Mine says to shake it up for at least a minute, so yeah. And then you want to test it out on the side, so then you can make sure it doesn't splatter like I'm doing here. And then you want to spray it onto your controller like so. And that is my first coat on the bottom part. And then now I'll be using the my metallic paint for the top shell, and I'm shaking that up for a minute, and then I'm spraying it on there, and that'll be the first coat. Now I'm going to be adding the second coat for the bottom half here, and then I'll be doing the second coat for the top half. And now you just want to pretty much let it dry from here on out for at least a day to 2 days. I highly recommend that you just let the paint itself just sit and let itself dry. And then once that second day or 48 hours comes, you could add your clear coat. I'm just going to be adding one clear coat to this for now, because I want to add I want to be adding a vinyl decal on it. I'll be using a Star Fox decal that's like the Star Fox logo. And then next I'm showing pretty much a D-pad that I'll be coloring for my GameCube controller, because I'm not going to be coloring the buttons on my Star Fox, so I just thought I'd add this in. And I'm coloring it that teal color for Samus's blaster. And then now I'm going to be adding the decal, and I'm going to be measuring it just to make sure it is completely centered. And then once you have that done, you want to make sure that it's completely on there, and then peel it off. And then once that's done, you could go and add your second clear coat, or even third clear coat if you feel like you need it. And I'll just be adding I'll be adding 2 more coats on top of that, which I only saw in the video that I'm adding 1 coat, but I did add another third coat to it just for added protection. And the reason I'm doing it on top of the decal is so then they kind of fuse together and they seem as one just piece, so then no one will be able to pull the decal off, so it'll be pretty much stuck on there. So yeah, then after that you want to let it dry for 48 hours. In all honesty, it does not really fully like adhere and dry and completely bond and prevent itself from having like dents or bumps. Sometimes if you place it on your desk, it can cause the paint to dent or even separate. So sometimes 48 hours is just not enough, depending on your area or the humidity or or however cold it is outside that you're having to paint this in. So 48 hours may not be enough. It could take as long as 30 days just to cure. So you might want to just have it separated and just let it dry for as long as you feel that that's possible. So then after that, you want to assemble your controller again. And then I'll have my controller assembled, and it'll look just like I want to. And then of course add your custom colored sticks as well, like I did. So here are the final results of the two controllers I had painted. On the left is my Samus Aran battle damage controller. I pretty much just use a paint pen just to make it look like it's damaged, and I kind of blotched on some of the paint just to look like she's like the paint off of her armor is looks like it's kind of melted from whatever she's been hit by. So yeah, I just wanted to try something different. So yeah, as you can see, I painted the Y and X, I painted yellow, and then the start button is black, and then I have the D-pad as that teal color, and then I have just some custom Xbox One sticks on it. And then now on the right is my Star Fox controller, which I showed you in this tutorial on how to do pretty much. And it came out great. It feels just like a controller should. I have really no complaints on it. It feels just like a controller. Feels nice and smooth. I'm really happy with how it came out. And yeah, I kind of had it a little bit too close. You could kind of see some metallic flaking on the blue part of the shell, but I actually like how it came out. It looks great. I'm really satisfied with how it came out. It just looks nice and clean, and it looks like something Nintendo actually came out with as like a special edition or something. Then now here's a closer view of the Samus controller with all the colored buttons and everything I did with it. I just left the A and B and Z alone since those were already colored. I just decided to keep them as they are, and I kind of use a paint pen to add like a damage effect all around it, and I painted black the LNR triggers on it as well, and I colored the controller port itself as well, and I added some damage to it too, so it looks kind of like a damaged hand cannon. So yeah, and you can see I have full movement and all the buttons work. No stickiness to it. No real problems with either one of them, and I'm pretty satisfied with the results, and hopefully you will too, watching this tutorial and seeing both of these controllers looking as pretty as they are. So yeah, that is my tutorial on how to paint a video game controller. Hopefully this helps you out in getting your project done, and thank you all for watching, and I will catch y'all next time. Bye bye.
If you enjoyed that video, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. You have 5 seconds to comply. 4, 3, 2, 1.